Hello once more friends, thank you for tuning in again into this video tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to continue with our table element, adding yet more elements into our table. We are going to be talking about the colspan. We're going to be collapsing some borders in our table. Also, before we continue with this, the purpose of this tutorial, I want to actually fix the error that we had in the previous tutorial on this tfoot appearing at the top, yet it is supposed to appear at the bottom of our table. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to fix it with you here. The first thing that I'm going to do, the first protocol, is to make sure that the content of the tfoot appears inside the tr tag as well as inside the td tag. So what is missing here for us, in order for this to appear at the bottom, we need to add the td tag here like this. td, we need to add the td tag because that is what is missing. td like this. So if you reload your web browser, you will notice that the footer has now moved to the bottom of the table, as you can see. But however, we need to remove this border that we have in our around our content. So we're going to go to our css and target this. We want to target the tfoot. Then inside the tfoot we want to target the tr. Then inside the tr we are going to target the td, because that is where what we want to remove the border for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say tfoot greater than sign. We are saying in the tfoot look for the tr tag, then in the tr tag look for the td tag, and then do this to this td tag. So we're going to just remove the border and say border, set it to none, then reload. We have removed the border around our footer content. And then there is something else that I want us to look at, that I want us to do. I want us to remove to collapse these borders. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to add, since I already have the text over there, I'm just going to say border collapse and set it to collapse, because we want to have a single line border just like this. However, it has collapsed it also. Okay, never mind. Let me remove this one so that we see the effect first before we move on. Okay, we don't have to remove it, but what we need to do also to our, we have noticed that we have our borders now appearing. What we need to do also to our td, we need to add some padding around our content so that it's not against the border. Padding helps add space around the content away from the borders. So now we have added some padding, and now our table is looking a bit nice, as you can notice. What I'm going to do now also, I'm going to add another row at the top here, because I want us to look at the colspan. I also want us to look at the rowspan as well. Okay, let's just do this. What's happening here? Okay, let's just do this. Remove this attribute and reload. You will see there's no change. Let's see if we can put it here. Now our table is looking a bit professional because we have actually covered the whole, all the three. Now I want us to add another item in our table element. I want us to add in the above the head here another row. Above the column headings, I want us to add a row, and then inside this row I'm going to say employees. And then this employees row, I want it to have a colspan of 4 instead of 3, because there's something that I want to add. A colspan of 4. Let's just reload. Now we have our employees having a colspan of 4. Okay, let me make it have 3 for now. We're going to go back and add that 4 again. Now we have our employees here. What we want is for our employees to have the th tag around it, so that it appears in bold. Right, perfect. Oopsie. Where am I supposed to have this one? Sorry about that. Because I want it to be inside this row again. The rendering is not what I'm looking for. Okay. 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 I want us to add at the top of our table here the main heading or the caption, but I wanted to make the main heading of our table. So what I'm going to do is add another row here inside our table header, and add a row tr and th, and say employees table, close our th, and then close our tr. Now reload. Now we have our, that is actually occupying the first column. We want it to occupy this whole part, so we are going to use a colspan on the th here, a colspan attribute, and say we want it to occupy 3 columns. So it's going to span across all these 3 columns. Now we have got our heading. What I need to do as well now is I want to add another field here, another heading. Let me just copy this one and paste it here, and change the text to employment type. employment employment type, and then reload. You will notice that we have this heading with nothing at the bottom. So all these people are permanently employed. So I wanted all three of them to be permanent, to have the permanent value, permanent like this, right? We only have this value for this first employee, but we want this also to have the same value. So we want to span these rows. We want this text to span across these three rows. So we're going to come here and say rowspan, and then reload. You will notice that it is all now spanning across the three rows. Okay, but now we have an issue here with our main heading. We also have an issue here with our footer. How to solve that problem? We are only going to change the values of our colspan here on our main heading, and reload. It will span across 4 columns, and you also need to change the value for our footer here to span across 4 columns. As you can notice, we now have a very professional looking table that you can present to your boss, or that you can display on your website, knowing that people are going to be, it's going to be clear for people to read. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel in order to help us continue producing the contents of this nature. Thank you very much for your support. See you in the next video, where we are going to be looking at other elements of HTML5 so that you grow as a web developer. Goodbye.